My name's Ashton Colby, and this is going to be an Anon asked me about why I have a beef with Arielle, which I don't actually. The thing is that um, I was actually like a really big fan of her, and I really thought her videos were funny, and I respect her as hell for having the amount of subscribers that she does, and that's why I watch those videos unguarded. I was like, yeah, Transguy Week, this is gonna be so cool. Person I already respect on YouTube, and so I watched him. But and for me, I don't get really bothered by a lot. But right off the bat, probably about a minute and a half into one of the first videos that I watched, I was kind of cringing a little bit. And the primary blanket reason why I have the problem with it is because, yes, there's problematic language, use of anatomical body parts that trans guys don't associate themselves with. I'll get into that later. Um, but it's the mere fact that I think the videos are very self-serving, and for her, and people may disagree with me when I say that, but I say it because if you watch all the videos, and I've watched the majority of them, you will see that she talks during about a third to 50%, if not more, during the video. And I feel like that if you have a platform with a lot of subscribers that already are LGBT friendly and things like that maybe don't know anything about it, and you want to bring information about trans guys, that is awesome. More props to you. Use that platform to give them a voice. And I say that meaning give them a voice, as in don't talk. You don't know anything about the actual experience of what it is. So all of the information needs to be directly from them. If you're trying to monopolize the video, and maybe it's not coming off that really directly, but it should just have been an introduction of her saying, hey, my name's Arielle, this is my channel, and I am gonna let these trans guys talk about their experience, and they're going to give you some awesome information that pertains to their personal experience. It doesn't speak for the entire community as a whole. And for the videos that talk about body parts, put a trigger warning in there. And just let them talk. Let it be for their perspective. I would never make a video about trans women of color and their experience, whether I'm using rhetorical questions to introduce what they're saying or not, because of the fact that I don't know anything about what it's like. And the principle behind, like, the fact that transgender people are marginalized within the LGBT community as a whole, and there's a lot of people that speak for them all the time. That is so commonplace. People try to speak for trans people all the time in the LGBT community. So her doing that, of just even talking more than just literally an introduction, was just kind of goes against the whole point of making videos like that, to give people a voice that don't have a voice. Let them talk. And then secondly, it shouldn't just be one token trans guy. It should be, 5, 6 or so trans guys. There's a hell of a ton of trans guys on YouTube. And, I feel like that to give a wider range of perspective and acknowledge that not everybody has the same experience, not everybody has the same feeling, is very, very important. And I don't think that that was properly done, because when you have one trans guy talking about a very broad topic and giving their personal experience of just like, it's very narrow. And then when people who are uneducated about it, watch those videos, since they get such a tiny snippet of it, they assume that all trans guys are like that. And that all trans guys have vagina pride, and that all trans guys are okay with using that language to describe their body. And there's nothing wrong with picking how you choose to describe your body. And I feel like that was very forced upon of you should have this pride about yourself in that body part alone. And if you don't acknowledge vagina pride, then you are somehow misogynistic, because vaginas are girl things, and if you don't accept that, and you don't you associate that with something negative, then you must be a misogynist. And as a feminist, and as someone that's been socialized as female, and as somebody that has been catcalled and been harassed for being presenting very feminine for 20 some years of my life, to say that I would be a misogynist would be ridiculous, because of the fact that I know how it feels to live as female in society. I know how shitty that is. For me to not be an advocate for feminist things, I 100% from my own experience am against misogyny, because I've experienced misogyny, okay? And it's not to say that I'm unhappy or that I'm not proud of being transgender, because I actually am hella proud of it. It's that I feel as though someone telling me that I have to call that down there something, or that I have to be proud of that down there, makes me very uncomfortable, because I've been told my entire life how to live. I've been told my entire life how to live. You should be happy this way. You should feel this way about your body. You should... No. Back up a second. If I don't want to associate myself with something about my body, don't tell me that I have to do that, you know? I don't even call that down there that. I say that's my dick. Whether it looks what your standards that are or not. And again, I'm not speaking for all people, all trans guys, but I was very triggered by that video. And a lot of the other videos, bringing lesbians and trans guys even in the same video in regards to dating is very problematic, because I feel like that there is a stereotype that transgender guys are like hyper lesbians, and I don't even want that association to be made. Not because I have anything against lesbians, I'm in that LGBTQ community, okay? It's really just the fact that, there's a lot of things that if you're not trans, you wouldn't know. Like, the whole living in the you can't live in the future type thing is what Arielle was mentioning in one of her last videos. But Chase Ross made a video explaining the problematic issues with that. Literally, I agree wholeheartedly with him. The only reason why I'm alive right now is because I for the time that I was pre-T or pre-surgery, I had to remind myself, like, just hang on. These changes are gonna happen. You're gonna have a beard one day. You're gonna have a flat chest one day. Like, I had to look towards the future, or I wouldn't be alive. If you look at how feminine I was before, no, I had no hope for what the future was. And if I didn't live in that in my mind and remind me of that, I would be dead. Okay? So when someone discredits me for living in the future, it invalidates my entire existence, really. And that may seem melodramatic and overzealous, but honestly, I had to fight so damn hard to get here. When people tell me how to live, how to think, how to be, or anything like that, or how I should feel about my experience, it's really disheartening, because if you're in a marginalized community and you're told how to be every day, or you have people speaking for you every day, and you have people placing their opinions and their stereotypes and their words and their experiences on you all the time, then you should know damn well you shouldn't be doing that to other people. And when you are, that's when I have a problem with it. So it's the principle behind all of these things. And honestly, the problematic language made me cringe, but that's not even the first layer of why these videos are problematic. If you haven't watched them and you're not usually triggered, go watch them. They're on her channel. Again, I respect everybody that's making them. I do respect her as a person, and I do respect Skylar and all those other guys that are doing those videos. But yeah, to tell me that I have to use the word vagina, or to tell, and I don't even know if that was directly said, but to tell me that there shouldn't need to be a trigger warning on videos like that. Yeah, when I am reminded of what I have down there, I am triggered. That's fair enough. That is really fair, because gender dysphoria is a real thing. And the reason why it's triggering is because I wish I wasn't born like that, with that down there. It's not a really hard concept. Again, I'm a pretty laid back guy, but when people will start messing with really like just basic principles of respect, that's when I have issues. Again, not trying to be in the drama, but people are asking for my opinion of it, and there it is.